didn't came here just to be around. I came here to break bread through the sounds. We all have to earn competition into collaboration. Me and you, that's for real, true. To be free economically, we got to have the power to choose. It's you and me. We need to know the values of this and that. We need to know what we buy and where we get it at. Invest in the truth, consuming what we do. It's the freedom for me and you. It's the freedom for me and you. Yeah, it's the freedom for me and you. One more time, yeah, it's the freedom for me and you.
All we have to do now is take these lies and make them true somehow. All we have to see is that I don't belong to you and you don't belong to me. Yeah, yeah. Freedom, freedom.
Olá, meu nome é Francesca Job e são 8 anos que estudo o custo do dinheiro para financiar novas tecnologias, produção, marketing, vendas, consumo e desperdícios em mais de 45 países. Deste estudo, criei uma plataforma digital, freedome.com, que une uma rede social, um marketplace, com algoritmos de conexões e 5 rendas escaláveis para todos os consumidores, investidores e empreendedores do bem que buscam alternativas de crescimento para os seus negócios. Então, se você é um consumidor e busca poder de compra, se você é um empreendedor e busca oportunidades comerciais para o teu negócio, e se você é um investidor e quer investir em projetos de gente que efetivamente geram produtividade e crescimento sustentável, então venha para o Freedome. Através da nossa tecnologia, nós unimos 5 rendas escaláveis em todas as transações. Renda ativa, o teu negócio. Renda passiva, trazendo gente. Renda colaborativa, comunicando o teu negócio com negócios de terceiros. Renda social. Cada transação, devolvemos uma parte para que mais pessoas possam entrar na economia colaborativa através de educação, capacitação e nanocrédito. E renda de investimento. Você ganha dinheiro ou você tem dinheiro e você investe de fato em pessoas que estão gerando riqueza através das suas produtividades, de seus consumos, produções, indicações, investimento e ajuda a sociedade. Então, se você quer fazer diferente, venha colaboratizar com a Freedome, que através dos teus valores, das tuas ações, você pode ganhar dinheiro e ajudar outros a ganhar um dinheiro de forma digna e competente. Vem para a Freedome. Aqui abaixo estão os meus contatos e os contatos da nossa plataforma. Precisamos de gente para fazer com que a nossa tecnologia faça diferente na nossa vida. Gratidão. Vem para a Freedome e vamos juntos fazer a diferença na colaboratização. Espero você.
good evening to you all. This is Hod here from Mentor Fraleone. We are multi-streaming tonight to my channels and to Freedom Me and Francesca Joby channel. This live will be in English because today we have the pleasure to be talking to Alex from humanitywins.net, a truth warrior, a truth seeker, which is our utmost pleasure to have here tonight. Before that, I'm gonna ask Francesca to join us now and talk a little bit before we call our guest. Fran, good night.
Good night, Rodrigo. Thank you so much for organizing this chat between you, me, and Alex. For me, it's an honor. Alex, it's helping me in my blending in the Finn culture. I hear his Humanity Wins every single day, and it's so nice to speak with someone that is speaking the truth with his heart. So, welcome, Alex from Humanity Wins.
Hello, thank you for having me. It's an honor. It's a pleasure to be here.
The pleasure it's all ours, especially because you've been being such a huge friend of mine while I am blending in this new culture, the Finnish culture, and it's so nice to blend with someone that is bringing how can we blend in not only in the Finnish culture but in this crazy world that we're moving as a humanity. So, well, I decided to invite you to be here, and thank you very much for receiving our invitation because your vision it's super similar to vision of Freedom Me. We are all one, but what we are doing as a civilization to be one. There's so many wars. There's so many things they're putting us apart. Religion, money, color of the skin, so many things that and I have to say, I just saw this film, The Cosmic Secret, from David Wilcock, and he's saying all the time, we need to unite people. They need to understand that we're all one. And I really recommend that film. So I would like you to ask you three questions. The
Yes,
first
sure.
one is, who are us in your vision?
Well, yes, I want to say a big disclaimer that everything I'm going to say is just my feelings, is my opinions. It's not necessarily the truth. It's certainly not your truth. Uh, it's very difficult. I can prove this to you, but I feel very strong about this, and I know now that I felt very strong about this in my life and in my existence because I think the answer to that is we go beyond our birth and we are eternal beings. We were created a long time ago. It depends on each one. If you are an old soul or a younger soul, and you go many places, not only planet Earth. This is just one experience. And as you go through your experiences, you go through a process of learning that we relate as something called karma, which unfortunately I think we're confused by relating it to punishment or suffering. It's learning. You have to learn through your different experiences because finally when you think you don't know anything at the end, that's when you become, when you hit the jackpot, the lottery, and you become an ascended being, an ascended master, your best version of yourself, and you actually go eternally beaming out love and guidance. And I think the beings that David Wilcox is speaking to, because I've seen a lot of his videos, are certainly ascended masters, and he's probably speaking a lot to himself in the future. The only allowed use of time travel, which is your best version of you already exists in the future and has the authority to come back to you and give you guidance, to share a message in this case, which I think is why David, I don't agree with everything he says, but most things that he says, I think is the good part of sharing the message that this is all about you discovering your strength, discovering who you are, discovering you are not this very limited being. All the limits you have on yourself are imposed by you, nothing more. Not there's no authority. So when you discover your story, when you discover who you are, and you forgive yourself for all the mistakes, because I know I made a lot of mistakes, but I forgive myself. I know I'm not that being anymore. That's when I think uh, you're truly strong and prepared and calm to face this very interesting I don't want to say difficult, but very eventful time in humanity. We're in a very important time, and I think the discovery process is critical right now.
Thank you, Alex. Alex, do you have kids?
Yes, I have two kids.
So, how will you explain to them who are they?
It's a very interesting question. I have elected to not explain that to them at this time because they're very young. So I'm allowing them to kind of to discover them through them. When I was a young kid, I was very interested in UFOs, in the universe. I like a lot astronomy. Both my parents, which are excellent parents, they're still in this reality with us. They were concerned that I was a little bit strange in that regard. So I'm allowing them to discover that. And now, if I'm here, I will try to be of assistance because I think the discovery process is personal. I don't think we can awaken anyone. I think we can assist, we can certainly love, but everyone has to put in the work to travel the road. It's the only way they can discover it because they have to discover their own story, which is very special. Believe me, all of our stories are incredible. If they were made a book or a movie, they will be bestsellers because our stories is not limited to this life. Whatever you feel, even if you're listening right now in a prison or you have done awful things, don't worry. Your story, your whole story, is very, very eventful, and you will have a chance to clear that, of course, bad acts you have committed on this life. You will have a chance to learn. Okay, so responding about my kids, I'm allowing them to discover who they are on their own with my assistance, but I'm not pushing that into to them.
Good, good. My kids, they're big, but I have to say that if I had the chance to guide them while I was doing homework with them, I will say, okay, this is the history version and what they're teaching in school because they believe that. But I really believe that it's something more or less like this and guide them in a little bit like that. And as you said, we have to know ourselves to understand what this is all about. Who are we?
Yes.
And to learn about ourselves, we need to understand the signs because signs are talking to us all the time. So this is why it's so important to stay in the nature, to play with simple things where you can use all the parts of your brains and to imagine, to create, because we are the most creative creatures in the universe. Just think about our thoughts, how we think, and how we move on with our thoughts. And by saying that, there's so many people that right now are stuck in the thoughts of need, not in the thoughts of abundance. So, can you please tell me your vision about the energy of the money?
Oh, money, money, money is such a strange energy, such a powerful energy. Because, let's be honest, in this life, to survive physically, you need air, you need money. Okay? You can say you're going to survive through the elements if you're, for example, in the forest. And, no, at the end, you're going to need air, which is abundant, and money, which is scarce. So, money is an energy that is the key to scarcity. Thus, we live in a system that is based on scarcity. Some people, in my opinion, and as I said, everything I'm going to say is just my feelings, okay? Please don't take this as I'm an authority on anything. I don't know anything. Uh, Money, some people, when they have very much money, they think that they live in abundance. No, they live in scarcity with the key to open the doors in that scarcity. True abundance, and I was speaking with Rodrigo the other day on this, that true abundance is going the same thing with air. Okay, that will mean everyone will have everything readily available. There wouldn't be any bills. There wouldn't be anything to worry about financially. All hierarchies, politicians, government systems will have to fall in that reality of abundance because there will be any more scarcity, and scarcity is the I don't want to say extortion mechanism, but it's a mechanism they use to, in a way, have us control and participate in this reality. So money is here. This is the reality 2022. We need money, okay? We all need money. But money is such a powerful energy because it has the power to be bad if you love the money, and it has the power to be good if you use the money as energy to help others, especially, and I'm talking to what you will consider very wealthy individuals which have done very well for themselves financially. You have the opportunity really to make a difference if you support a project like Francesca's and Rodrigo's project, freedomee.com, to create synergies with companies that, for example, don't have that opportunity in Africa, in Latin America, in third world countries, that maybe they just need a little financial backing or a little consultancy or something to be able to access markets that will allow them to thrive. Okay, in this reality, which is based on scarcity, I mean that's not going to change. The moment we start living in abundance, it will have to be gradual, because if it's something that happens uh, in a second, it's going to create a lot of issues. So it has to be a gradual process that we understand that true abundance is not having a lot of money. True abundance is everything for everyone will be available. Okay, so if you live in Africa, you won't have to worry about eating anymore, about shelter, about everything you need. It will be abundant to you. That I have a vision how that's going to be, and there's technology we haven't invented yet. We don't even know how we're going to do it, but it's going to come to us, and that's how other civilizations live in space. If you have heard about the blue avians and other civilizations that live in abundance without disease, and actually their process of what we call dying is by choice. They decide that that experience has to end and they want to go to another experience. It's not a traumatic event like, unfortunately, death, air quotes death, because I don't believe we never die. Air quotes death in planet Earth, which is basically a traumatic event, leaves a lot of sadness in people, and sometimes it leaves problem with money, debts, or something. Uh, that is going to change through the concept of abundance, but that's in the future. Okay, right now, energy, money as energy, is helping. If you have done very well for yourself, help others that need your assistance. Okay, basically, it's that.
Yeah, it is an energy, money, and unfortunately, in this system that we're working, it is a pyramid system, which is a system that takes from a lot of people, so few people will have it. So
Yes.
it is a scarcity. But as you say, but who is winning with this pyramid economy? Who is giving, who is playing the cards in your vision?
I have a different vision. I align with David Icke's vision. I think this is an alien force. Okay, this is an alien force that came to planet Earth a long time ago, more than mainstream history tells us. There are two schools of thoughts: 285,000 years ago, 480,000 years ago. I align with the second one, and I align with the fact that almost half a million years ago they came here. We were pretty advanced. We were not primates. We were very advanced. We already had a social system, but unfortunately, through force and through our own free will, I'm sorry to say, humanity right now, this day of the year 2022, is still suffering. This is through our own free will, because if everyone today says no, like David Icke says, this will stop. I'm sure they will not. They're not going to destroy planet Earth. They're not going to destroy humans. They're just going to leave and find another planet to start doing the same thing. I mean, we are here through our own free will. We want this old system, which is crumbling. Okay, we want it. If you ask most people, unfortunately, right now, they say, no, I want this system. Okay, I just want the little problems right now, the war and that, to go away. But I want this system. No, this system is from this invading force that came a long time ago, and they introduced money to us. By the way, money was not here, and they introduced this hierarchical system with governments, with leaders, with saviors, that makes us feel that we need all of this. We need a medical system. We need a savior. We need a leader. No, you don't need anybody or any of that. Uh, the moment humanity, all humans realize how strong they are, that we don't need that, we don't need this system, then things are really going to change, in my feeling. Okay, but basically that's who they are. I feel that they are invading force. They're still here, and of course they have created a whole governmental system, and the people you see, presidents, prime ministers, they work for this upper echelon system, which you don't see and you don't hear about. Okay?
Yes, I agree with you. I agree with you that we have how to say, outside energy that is ruling this planet in this moment, and to put our free will in vogue, because we
Yes.
have the free will and we have to change. But so,
I just wanted to say something just to finish the idea that I've heard that right now they're trying to kill us. There's a slow kill going or something like that. I disagree because they actually need us. They want us. Because again, aligning with David Icke, I believe that they harvest our feelings or benevolent energy or benevolent love, when it's transmuted to hate, fear, envy, all of these emotions that they don't exist, we are not supposed to feel them. Okay, even justice, even violence, they win. Okay, if you feel like, for example, you want to judge them, you want to hang them, no, you must love them. We must love everyone. We whatever they have done, and it's to our own free will because we have allowed it. So we must allow them to live and send them our best. They are very confused beings. They have really gone very rogue. They have a lot to learn, but it's up to them. Okay, they actually harvest our emotions, and that's the only thing they want. They wanted two things. They wanted gold. They have taken most of the gold from Earth. It's a very special matter. They use gold for their own purposes. And the other thing that gold is gone, okay. And the other thing that they use is our emotions. When they make you beautiful being, and I'm speaking to everyone listening, when they make you be upset, be hateful, shout to your wife, to your children, and back, and have a discussion, and have, shout to a friend, hate a friend, they win. Okay. Every time you feel something, feeling of vengeance or violence, they win. The only emotion they don't win, love. Okay.
yes, I agree with you. They are here to help us to put our free will in vogue and to understand who we are. And this is why there's only light if there is dark, and there only dark if there is light. And we have to um, help every one of us to understand how to balance the dark and the light, which you said in one of your podcasts, that is about the feminine and the masculine part of our brain. Can you explain a little bit of that, please?
Um, right now, I don't. I have said so many things. I wanted to say also that on my podcast, I don't prepare at all. Just have the subject and start speaking. So some things come from some places. Okay, that I was probably. But I think the brain, more than having one or another side, is another tool of the body. You have your five senses, and then you have your brain. That, especially for the body, it allows it to fulfill its mission, which, by the way, is to go on forever. But no, I'm talking about different things. The soul goes on forever, but the body, no. The body decays and eventually stops working. But it has the mission, it has the program to go on forever. It wants to go on forever. It has its own agenda. Okay, so the brain. Uh, it's not that I don't want you to read or listen to people or rationalize things, but usually I will prefer you will start feeling things, okay? Because when you go with your heart, and what I call the heart resonator, some other call it the heart chakra, or the connection of soul and body, it's something in your chest that will always tell you what to do in any situation, and will tell you. And when you start talking to it, meditating, just shutting your senses down, you will start noticing, you will start receiving a lot of messages, as you're saying, that is not what you think it is, because there are a lot of implanted notions in the brain by the system. Is what you feel. Okay, and you access your wisdom, which is a different thing from knowledge. So I'm sorry, I don't recall the part. I'm sorry, I cannot.
No, no, but I'm
But
I'm following you. So one
yes,
in your one of
but
your
the The brain basically it's a tool. If you use it as a tool, it's perfect. If without brain you physically die. It's what keeps you alive. The brain has all the systems. That's why, for example, the flight or fight system, when you have a danger, it tells you, it prepares you to fight or it prepares you to live, to run. Because again, the body has its own agenda, wants to go on forever. That's how Mother Earth uh, has prepared us. I also believe that we are humans is the mixture of an eternal soul, universal, and a product, a biological being from planet Mother Earth. So the agenda of the body is not necessarily the agenda of your soul, especially as you grow older. That's why some people are very upset when they grow older, because the body wants to continue going, but maybe inside them they continue to live to their next experience. And especially if through medicine they can artificially continue going with operations and that, you notice those people are very, very sad sometimes. So the important part is knowing the agenda of your soul, and your mission is very simple. It's the same for us: to become your best version, to become an angel, basically, an ascended master. And I think when you go into yourself and discover that, everything will be just so easy for you. You're gonna realize that this reality is not what it seems. It's not so bad as it seems.
Yeah, but what I understood from one of your podcaster, you were saying about the right part of your brain and the left part of your brain was the right part more thinking as a man, thinking as go there and do it and think more with your brain, not with your heart. And then the left side of the brain, more creativity, more passion, more love, which we all have those two
Okay, I
parts
think
inside of
it's
us.
yes. There was, I think, an episode I made it that I said we're a nerd being, a human, and an eternal soul. And I think I had some lines in there, like like a presentation, that yes, if you go towards the brain part, you act more impulsive in a way, and you rationalize things. And that's the concept of justice. That's an implanted notion that whoever has done things to you has to suffer something bad, jail, whatever, death. And that's an implanted notion. It's not up to us to really take care of justice. That's the universe has a system, God has a system, and it's karma. Okay, and it might seem strange, but that's an implanted notion that they always, like you were saying a few minutes ago, division, division, division. If you are from one country or another, you have one color of your skin or not. If you're a man or a woman, if if you think some way, for example, the whole thing that happened a couple of years ago, if you didn't want to get the thing or don't want to get the thing, division, division. So yes, they do that, and I think what was trying to say, maybe in some other words, is we have that thing that if we use our brain more, it's a good thing. If we use it as a tool, the moment your brain is controlling you, dictating to you, be careful. Be careful.
Yeah, especially because we are brought up, we were being manipulated since we were small to think the way that the system want us to take and to treat people the way the system want us to treat them. And
Exactly.
we're not seeing with our eyes and understanding with our heart, because where you put love, compassion, and action to rebuild, the new ecosystem, the better ecosystem. And you said about the blue avians. Can you
Mhm.
please explain a little bit who they are and what kind of energy they bring to us toward everything, toward money, toward family, toward we as as one?
Well, the blue aliens are a benevolent species. Most of the benevolent species in the universe are benevolent. Okay, some species have decided through their own free will to go. There's only two ways to go in your existence: the right way, the wrong way. So they went the wrong way. So I'm just gonna interject a little bit about this whole thing. But they went the wrong way so much, like the Anunnaki or the reptilians and others, that eventually they don't exist in this universe anymore. They created their own. Okay, so the blue avians, they're still here. They're very fond of planet Earth. They were very in contact with Egypt and other ancient civilizations here on planet Earth, always with the concept of assisting and helping. And but they're very respectful of the laws of the universe. And the way I understand, and there are many more probably, but there's a law called the law of non-interference, which says if you don't want help, if you don't want me to interfere with you, I won't do it. I need your allowance, and that's why, for example, right now the blue avians are very fond to speak in your mind, in your heart, with you if you want it, but you need to call them out, and you need to allow that energy to come to you. How do you do that? You basically need to shut down your senses. That's why some of these things happen when you're dreaming, especially if you're deep dreaming. Dreaming is very sleeping is very important, and when you dream, you connect to the universe. And that's if you allow it, if you want to have a connection with these beings, they are really here to assist you, only assist you, not helping, because you have to do the work. That's another law of the universe. That's the law of balance. The law of balance is basically when we all buy a lottery ticket, and if it's a fair chance, if there's nothing corrupt, we all have a fair chance to win the prize. That's the law of balance. It's not that someone that buys it knows something about the number or something and has a higher chance. That breaks the law of balance. Okay, when you're doing a line and someone goes to the front, I personally don't like that very much. That's breaking the law of balance. Why are you so special that you don't have to make a line like all of us? Okay, so these beings are very respectful of these laws, because that's the learnings that make you a higher civilizations. They don't have any disease, the blue avians. They go on for long experiences, but when they need to change, they leave the blue avians and they go somewhere else, and there's something else, and then they come back. Okay, and I'm very fond of the blue avians, because in my self-discovery, I've been part of them. Okay, so I align a lot, and they love planet Earth and many other planets very much. They have a message of love. It's I don't know if there are any more questions. There are some technicalities that, for example, they don't have spaceships. They travel in spheres. Most advanced civilizations, they don't use spaceships. They're just for what you see in the mainstream videos or photos as UFOs. They're for either terrestrial or they're for entertainment, because they don't need that to traverse the universe. They do it as energy. Okay?
Yeah, we are energy, and we're not
Yeah.
understanding the kind of energy we are, because we
Mhm.
are completely disconnected with the earth. You see, I have been doing shoes for so many years, and I developed so many rubber shoes made with oil, and they are sort of are disconnecting us from the whole planet, from the planet Earth. We are we are we are live beings, but we're not connecting with this life that is around us. We're not connected with the nature. I'm
Mhm.
not saying that we have to be like oh, but we're
No,
not
no.
connecting with the rhythm of the nature. Can you please guide us? How can we connect ourselves? How can we reconnect ourselves with your vision?
Well, in my opinion, the first thing you need to do is we have time for many things. We have time to work, to enjoy ourselves, for family, for friends, everything, to sleep. But if I tell you, can you have 5 minutes, 10 minutes to yourself, you're going to say, why? Well, what's the fun on that? Or what I'm going to achieve with that? And yes, you're going to achieve a lot. And it's basically putting your senses to idle. So I say you can be in a dark room, very little or no noise, and then just try to concentrate and go into yourself and start asking, who am I? Where do I come from? It doesn't matter the language. They're not going to respond in your language, at least not to me, and it's very rare that that happens. And you're going to start receiving signs, okay? You're going to start feeling different. And the thing is, these notions are going to crumble. For example, you're going to understand money. Money is about having a comfortable life and then use it as energy for others. Like I commend you, Francesca and Rodrigo, because that's what your project is about. And that's the true meaning of money. You're going to understand is not this notion of competition that we have to be, the best one around. They ask little kids, who do you want to be? The, best soccer player in the world. I want to be CEO of, the best company in the world. No, that's the notion of competition, that you don't have any value if you don't achieve these things. You have all the value. The day you were created is the day you won the lottery. You are a being of the universe. We are all equal, equally beautiful and equally capable. We don't need to compete amongst us ourselves to see who's better or worse, because at the end we're all equal. Okay, so all these notions will start crumbling, and you're gonna start feeling so different, so calm. Because also very important, I was talking with a very good friend of mine, and I'm gonna give a shout out, Tony, like 3 weeks ago, that most of the problems on the lifetime of all people is the implanted fear of death, physical death. Okay, that's why religions come in. They kind of offer a solution. Okay, and they all. I'm not gonna go that, but they all have their own, story, that you're gonna go this and there and that if you follow these guidelines. But you mustn't be afraid of death, of physical death, because I feel we go on forever, and I know it because I've seen a lot of my other experiences. So how is that either a product of my imagination, or there's something there, and millions feel that way. So again, these are my feelings. I cannot prove it to you, but you mustn't be afraid of physical death. You must enjoy life every day. Okay, every day, trying to be the best version of you in this life. Be good to your family. Be good to your friends. Enjoy them. Okay, some people have problems, family problems, friends problems with, for example, things like they had a money problem, they had a discussion, and I'm forgetting the word I want to use here, but the feeling inside that they don't want to patch things up. No, try to patch things up, because the way you're not going to be afraid of that is enjoying every second of your life here on earth. Is very important. When you leave, I'm sorry to say, this is not a necessarily good thing. This notion that we have our family all the time, no, your existence is yourself and God. Okay, excuse me. So basically, when you leave this expression, you change, you become a soul again, temporarily, and through your own free will. Very important, your own free will. Okay, if you see lights out there, don't worry. You keep going. You keep going wherever you want to go, and you might join other parts of the universe, which might be different from Earth. For example, there might be abundance there. You're not going to find money. You're not going to find the need to work or study. Things are going to come through you through wisdom. So it sounds perfect, right? But there are going to be other things. Maybe there are not going to be any family. Maybe there are going to be any friends. Maybe you're going to be alone. So you have to enjoy this life. It is beautiful. This part of Earth is a beautiful planet. It's really really a garden planet, a paradise planet. But we have this notion this is our only life, and then we have this competition implanted in us, that we have to keep going, more money, more studying. If you have college, then you need master. You have master, you need doctorate. And if you at this position, you need to be a manager, and then you need to be a director. You have one business, you need 5 businesses. So at the end, it's all about that. And then you reach a point, and many people, they even in their goals, they get to 60, 70, and then they get a disease and they are gone. And was their life for something? I mean, they really enjoy it. I mean, you could have very little money or even almost no money, but you can decide through your own free will to enjoy your life. You want to do it alone, that's fine. You want to do it with family and friends, that's my suggestion. And especially patch things up if you have a problem with someone, because it really, at the end, it's we have these silly arguments, and the best thing is just to be okay with everything. Okay?
Yeah, I agree with you. We are putting the bad energy into money and think that money will make us happy. But what will make us happy? It's why we're being productive and helping each other and helping ourselves. We have to love ourselves in order to understand others, and to love ourselves and is to understand what makes you happy. And to understand what makes you happy, we're born to be with other people, not only in our professional way, but in our social way, in our family way. We're born to communicate, to interact. And when I was saying about the rubber shoes, so everything that they had, that we have chemicals take us away from our true us. Like, it's good to stay barefoot and to feel the earth. It's good to have leather shoes, leather soles, so we are connected with life. See, we're not connected with a synthetic thing, and the synthetic rubber soles are disconnecting us from the nature. It's like separating us, like the food that we eat, the artificial food that we eat. Is disconnecting us from the universe. So, what do you think that this nature, that this matrix is using to disconnect us? Which are the tools that they're using, and why we're being so blind to embrace this unreal situation that we're living right now, unreal world, because this is a fake world.
Yes, what they're using everything. Uh, One thing I wanted to say is, even if the majority of humanity appears to be asleep under this spell, I believe we shouldn't. It's not our place to judge them because, as I said, everything is through our own free will. They are there through their own free will. So who are we to say you're wrong or right? Really, there's no wrong or right. It's just a line. Uh, we might be a little bit farther ahead. Great. That's nothing to feel special about. Everyone is in the line, even the evildoers. Okay, even the criminals are in the line. They're very far behind, but there's really no special position. At the end, we're going to the same place. Okay, we're just gonna be there sooner or later. So I don't think I'm not saying you're doing that. I'm just clarifying that it's very simple to say, oh, these people are asleep, sheep. They call them sheep or whatever. That because they did some things. Now with the whole thing with the pandemic that happened 2 years ago, uh, no, it's very easy to fall for the traps of the system. They're using everything to keep us away from nature. Okay, I was actually talking to Rodrigo this before we went on camera. That I'm a firm believer that we thrive in a negative electric state. Okay, the universe is full of electrons. It thrives, all planets, everything with electrons. Okay, so that's the basis actually of the energy of love. Love, I now think in physical form is just electrons. Okay, so when you have an electric a negative state, you thrive. There's no disease there, and I think these advanced civilizations have achieved that. But how, why every technology we have on Earth produces something called cations, which is positively charged particles, which actually to balance out, which is a natural state, they have to steal electrons from living beings. So, for example, if you go to the sea and when there's motion, when there's a wave hitting, if you go to a waterfall, if you go to a forest, it's full of electrons. That's why you feel so good when you go to those places. And if you're in a big city with a lot of cellular towers, with a lot of Wi-Fi, cars, pollution, Bluetooth, especially Bluetooth is awful for you. Then you have all this cation producing technology that steals the electrons from you. And some people are sensitive, and that's unfortunately my situation. That all my life I feel this technology when I'm around a power plant, power lines, all that cellular towers. I feel the electrons leave my body, and it's not nice. But most people don't feel that. They feel fine. The problem is when they actually eventually run out of a certain percentage of negative state, that's when disease creeps in. That's why you have heard surely stories about people that he looked so healthy and he had a heart attack. He looked so healthy and he has cancer. That's when he didn't feel it, but it was years in the coming with all this technology. That's why I say in the new world, not new world order, new world, we will rebuild this technology. And I think it's going to be neutral or benevolent, that is going to actually give out electrons, similar to being in the sea, similar to being in a forest. So yes, don't worry, there's going to be some kind of cell phone or something. It's just that instead of you feeling your head hurts after talking half an hour or an hour, you're actually going to feel either okay or even better. So why do they want you to be disconnected from the air? Because the air gives you electrons. When you actually, the process that you go and barefoot, and forgetting the word right now in English, I apologize, grounding. When you ground yourself to the earth, you actually give back to Mother Earth, and she's so beautiful that she's gonna help you out detox from these protons, these cations that you acquired, traveling through a reality, especially if you're in a big city. I've been talking, for example, taxi drivers. That a taxi driver told me, I'm starting to do nights because if I do days with all the traffic, I get home, I don't have any energy at all. Yes, because they're taking all the electrons from you, the traffic. You're there with lights, everything. Lights are made to harm us. Everything is made to harm us, either by they didn't investigate it, which I don't think is being naive, but by purpose, because they want us weak. They want us weak, so we don't discover who we are. We don't discover how strong we are. And if we're physically weak and if we have financial problems, then I think you were, because I saw your video with David Icke, you were mentioning that, for example, people in Africa, it's very difficult for them to expect something if they're physically weak and they're financially in difficulties. Then how are you gonna concentrate in being better? That's very difficult. So they put us in that position. But there are techniques you can do. And for example, if you are by the sea, you're blessed. Go into the sea as much as you can. Go and breathe the air of the sea. If you're close to a forest, to a lake, whatever nature you can go, hug a tree. Just be in nature, about nature, respecting nature. Okay, because one thing we also by implanted notions from the system is we have not been good to nature. Some people say climate change is a hoax. Yes, I don't agree. I don't care at all. But have been good to nature? Let's be honest, not really. So we
Yeah,
need it.
especially with our crazy consumption in things that we don't need, and
Exactly.
not only about the things, but how those things were produced, and how the people were treated, and how the nature were treated, and this is extremely important. But I really like the way you say that we are going to a new world.
Yes.
So tell me about this new world, and in your vision, how we're living, we're going to this new world.
Well, I've had this as a dream, okay, and it's gonna sound very naive and very silly to everyone listening, but apparently it starts that we just go to the street, whatever you are doing, if you're studying, working, and we raise our hands together and we say no more, and we don't have to say anything. It's just a sign that we're done, okay. Because some people think we need to fight the system. We don't have any. I mean, if you think by violence with guns or whatever, we don't stand a chance, okay? And that's not the way. I've heard many people. It's happening the same thing. I renounce any violence, even my self-defense. So violence is never the way. And so people think we need to know the information, the truth, because we need to fight the system. What are we gonna do? I mean, let's be honest here. We're not gonna fight them. They have all the weapons. They have all the energy in that sense. It's taking the fight to their turn. The way we're gonna win is with love, with showing them, we're not gonna participate in this anymore. I don't care if you think we're gonna die or whatever. We're not afraid. So that vision is actually raising our hands and saying no more. And then a transition period will start where we will go from scarcity to abundance. But I'm sorry to say for everyone that, for example, if you like a nice car, a sports car, those things are not going to exist in the new world. We're going to just basically, whatever you want to do, you want to visit someone from Brazil to Finland, you're going to transport yourself in different ways that we still don't understand. It's not going to be about having more than the other. We're all going to be equal. So some have told me, is this communism? No, communism is scarcity as well, and communism is artificial. This is about true abundance for everyone. Not ever worrying again if you're going to eat or not. not ever worrying again to pay a bill, not worrying again if you're going to have electricity. Electricity is going to be free for everyone, because of course we're going to find ways to tap into the energy source of the universe, because electricity is like air. Electricity is available through the universe. It's not created. You don't create it through burning things. That's, I mean, advanced beings look at that and they laugh at us saying, come on, you're better than that. I mean, you know it, but we cannot interfere. That's the law of not interference. They cannot come here and say, you know, humans, let me show you. Is we have to, through our own free will, say enough of this, understand that it's wrong to burn oil. It's wrong everything. All energy creation technologies are wrong, even solar, even wind, because for example, wind, we take the motion of the wind that it has a purpose, it has to transport something, and we tap that energy, that motion, that kinetic energy, and we move a generator and produce energy. But that wind is going to stop because of our fault. So energy is just available. It's just available. We're going to discover and we're going to create technology that we still don't imagine, and it's going to be for the benefit of all. So there are not going to be any leaders. There are not going to be any governments. And some people say, so it's going to be like a Mad Max world? No, that will be, we bring this so quick that humans haven't evolved through that self-discovery to know that we cannot hurt ourselves. We don't have that in ourselves. We only vibrate in love. If we vibrate in envy, hate, fear, all of that, in saying, you know what, I'm gonna kill everyone and keep the world for me. That's human, all human. Okay. The new human is gonna say, I just want to help. I just want to help humanity, and we are gonna help each other. And the life is gonna be different. It's gonna be different. I don't know. It's gonna be. I want to think nicer. Uh, but there are not going to be many things from this whole world that are based on the model of scarcity, which is basically if you, for example, are lucky and you put a lot of work in, then maybe you're going to be much better than others. Okay, that's in the new world. That's impossible. In advanced beings, they don't understand that concept because again, everything is based on assistance, on love, and respecting the laws of the universe. Okay.
Yeah, so this is why colobocracy, it's the language to move the humanity to this new consciousness, which is a consciousness of being a bridge, or being of with your talents and your connections and your knowledge, being a bridge to someone else and help them to use the best they can, their talents, their contacts, their knowledge, to help another people. So it's a change of one helping one and one helping another. And then while you're helping, you are receiving a better energy, and this energy will fulfill all your needs because you're being a bridge to someone else. And has everything to do with your vision of humanitywins.net. So tell me a little bit about this project. I'm a fan of it. I am
Thank you.
one of your million listeners that you have
No, no, I don't.
in your
Not that
multiple.
many, not that many, but it's getting. I mean, it only has 5 months, and it started. And I want to give a shout out to my friends Pat and Joel from Massachusetts. They have a show called Waking the Future. So they do something that is very uncommon, which they give the opportunity to their listeners to come in the show like this one. And I appreciate this opportunity. And they gave me the opportunity. I wanted, I, 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 I had a problem to speaking like this because I don't do this with family and friends. And you may ask why? Because they are still on the system, and I must respect that. Okay, so it's not up to me to say, this is the information, because it's not true to start with. I don't know what I know, and it's for them to discover. Okay, so in a way, it was in my mind, and I had a couple of friends I could speak about these things. But when they allowed me to go in the show, and I'm gonna be forever appreciated of that, and it's something happened in me, and I got a message to say, keep going. It's impossible they're going to have you very often, because it's not the purpose. They need to bring different people on, but you do your own thing. So on a Sunday, I started a show, very limited. The first episode was for you, and how I felt. Everything that I'm going to do is about the process of self-discovery, because you listening are the most important thing. If you change today, if you discover yourself today, then when one less into the new world, okay? I firmly believe if all humanity discovers itself, it's gonna end. It's organically it's gonna end. There's not gonna be one bullet shot. They're not gonna destroy us. It's not in the best interest. And actually, we have friends. Okay, we have friends outside that they're not gonna intervene, but they can make it very difficult to these beings if they make it hard on us. They still claim to these other species that we're here to our own free will and they're helping us. That's their explanation. So that's why these other beings are helping us through energy, and this has been going exponential, particularly the last 10 years. Since 2012, something has happened. I felt it. I'm not into the whole new age or anything like that. It's going exponential, and that's why also uh, the things the system is doing is more and more and more and more distractions because they're concerned that you say, what? I don't believe it anymore. I believe something else. They're very afraid you start feeling that through your own free will. So humanitywins.net, which started as Change is Near, I just recently changed, secured a domain name, and the website is still, I'm starting to build it, it's still not prepared. But if you go there, you have the three links to Rumble, BitChute, and Brighteon, and you can find my channel there if you're interested in my work. But I wouldn't be here if it was not for the opportunity of Pat and Joel from Waking the Future, because it's very different. It's a little bit different. They think different things, but I think we're in the same message that we are actually we need to do something to help each other, like you are doing, giving the opportunity to be here. And if someone wants to be in my channel, the invitation is open. And I think it's the same collaboration you're trying to do with Freedom E, that is not about, having where implanted notion that you do something, you need to have some reward. No, don't forget about the reward. If you do something for someone, just do it and forget about it. That's a good deed. Okay, do it and forget about it. Yes, you are gonna be helped in a way by someone else, and that's how love flows in the universe. What I call reverberation of love, which is like a pinball machine that the ball is bouncing around throughout the universe. It's not about taking the ball and saying, "Oh, I want it." No, you have to, whatever love comes to you, you need to reflect it back to the universe, because you don't need any love from anyone. You have all the love inside you, which comes the moment you were created from God, and it's your self-love. So some people seem very happy, and I'm not sure they love themselves very much, sorry. And I think everything needs to start with you, discovering you, loving you, accepting you, forgiving yourself, and then you're ready to be part of this changing humanity. Okay, so that's basically. I'm sorry I went so long, but that's basically. And I'm very happy with the way the channel is going. It's a small channel, but the way it's going. Sorry about that. I don't know what happened. Basically, it's
Well,
that.
I love your channel. I'm a big fan of it.
Thank
I
you.
like the way you explain uh, different things of our daily life in a different way, where we can be more connected with other people, more connected with ourselves, and more connected with the nature, and build up with the good energy, the energy of giving, the new energy of the money. Because money could be good if we use this energy that it comes from our productivity, that comes from the productivity of the earth, like gold, like the other minerals, and we use it in the behalf of the people, of their well-being in all senses, mental and physical and spiritual way. So I think it's important to use them as a good thing for the humanity. And I will ask you something
Yes.
very in the very humble way. If you had all the money, all the good energy in your hand, and all the yes in your hand, what will you do with humanitywins.net?
Well, you know how it works, that any project depends on things like publicity and that. This is going very organic. that whatever we have right now, it really started with the first person that started following me. And as I say, still a small channel, only 5 months old, under 100 videos. I have 93 videos out. Uh, so if I had all the opportunity, I don't know if I will invest in humanity wins on net. I'll probably try to set up something with Africa and try to help Africa. I speak a lot of Africa very much because, the law of balance tells me there's something very wrong with how we behave with Africa, And I've been to Africa. I mean, I like it very much. I met beautiful people there, and there are a lot of misconceptions about Africa. So if I had a lot of money, but I'm talking millions, billions, billions, I will try to set. I always have this dream in my mind to try to set up like energy systems in Africa, water treatment systems in Africa, just help people get in their feet. Because the way I get it is, it's fine to help to get someone in their feet if they are, on the ground. But once they're in the field, once they're strong, they need to put in the work because that's the way the universe works. We tend to call, for example, saviors, and I don't want to get into religion, okay, but all religions have saviors, okay? So ask God for everything. No. Why he's going to help you? Why not someone in Africa? Oh, I want, God, I have problems, help me. No, help yourself. I'll assist you. I'll send you from the future. That's why I think most of the messages you get is from you in the future. Your ascended version that knows better, knows your reality more than everyone. And that's the assisting process, but you have to put in the work. And I don't mean sweating, okay? Because some people relate work with moving, like, holding something. No, it could be your mind, your heart, or it could be helping someone, it could be doing something, but that's putting in the work. Things are not going to fall in your lap. I think that's luck. I met people that are just lucky, okay? That things appear to be so easy for them. I think they're just lucky. It's just coincidence. But if you need to do things, especially money wise, money is an energy. Have a comfortable life, provide for your children, for your wife, for your parents, whoever needs your help. But at the end, if you have excess money, do you really need 10 cars, 100 cars, 50 houses, 2,000 shoes? I mean, you ask yourself, as you said a few minutes ago, sometimes we use money trying to fill a void. And I recently made an episode I'm not going to say exactly who, you can go and watch it, but it's someone that created a game and was bought by a big company for a lot of money, $2.5 billion. And this person partied for a year. At the end, he wasn't happy. So, does money buy happiness? No, and that's the proof, okay? He had the chance, but I mean, I can understand if I was in his place, I probably have done the same thing. I mean, I'm not judging, but it's very important if you have a lot of money and you don't know, and you have that something in your heart, try to help, for example, Francesca's project or similar projects, okay? For example, my friends from Wake in the Future, they are two working people, and they're trying to do this full time. So they're trying to set up things, businesses, to do this full time to get your support. So I call out, if you want to help another project, maybe make a donation to them, trying to fasten up their process of independence. So because their organic message seen in the internet, as I say, is the best channel I've seen out there, because they're just two guys speaking the truth, their truth, okay? And I think that message it got to me and it's getting to many people, and it needs to get out. So if I had all the money in the world, I think a little bit, yes, of course, I will help Humanity Wins, but I'll send it a lot to Africa, I'll send it a little bit to Wake in the Future and similar channels, and I'll help a project like Freedom Me and similar. Okay?
Yeah, we have all the money in this world and we have all the yes. And this is why we need to collaborate and put up together the collabocracy, which is collaboration to the real democracy where we'll use our free will with our heart and our talents. So this is why I built up Freedom E. I am super happy that you said yes to my invitation to be here.
Thank you.
Please feel free to use our channel to invite people. I would love to invite awaking the awaking
Waking the future.
humanity.
Waking the
Yeah,
future.
awaking the future. The
I'll
guys,
tell them. I'll tell them.
yeah, we are. Please connect us with them.
Mhm.
Our vision in Freedom E is to give back while we are consuming and while we are giving knowledge and new doors to people. So in our ecosystem, we want to give back to humanity wins. So you'll be able to be free to follow your purpose in life, which is speaking with your hearts, and it's really helping me while I'm doing my new life here in Finland. You
I'm
know,
very
you've been living in Finland, so you know
yes.
exactly what I'm going through. And
Well, it's summer right now, at least.
yeah,
I
yeah,
know
yeah. At least it's
summer right
summer.
now. So I remember that winter it was nice. A lot of snow.
Yeah, yeah. So we're doing Freedom Me to help each other while we are doing what we love most, which is giving our talent. So you have a huge talent of communicating with your heart, and I think that the most important thing right now is for people to stop, think, and communicate with their hearts in order to see through their hearts what we can do to make things better while we're staying in this reality. And
Exactly.
I
And,
don't know,
and
Rodrigo, do we have any questions?
No,
Since
no,
this
not
is the
tonight.
first time that we're doing a live and in English, because the other time that we did with David Icke and with other international guests, we are translating to Portuguese. But since we are launching Freedom E in Europe and together with 14 countries, with this friend of mine that she's doing a very good job through Pakistan, uniting people, and another friend of mine that's doing a huge job through Africa to unite people. And I really resonate with you. I have a huge call in Africa. I love the energy. I love the rhythm, the music of African people, and I think that this is the best talent that they have. That beautiful energy, and I would love to, you know, to help them and have this energy all over the world that makes us happy. And and thank you
uh,
very much for
no,
being
thank
here.
you. It's an
And thank you
honor.
for all the people that are here with us. And Alex, you are amazing.
Thank
Let's
you.
put Freedom Me in Mexico. We need it.
Yes, yes,
Let's
of
move
course.
on with this, and let's connect with other people with our same mentality that we have, which is through our talents build up opportunities to other, and this is the way of being happy, and this is the way in my vision in connecting the best version of ourselves from the future, from the past, and from the present moment.
No, no, of course, and I think it's our best version. There's also a best version on this reality, as you say. So we're full of mistakes, of course, because sometimes um the good part of humanity wins and change is near. When it was called that, was a lot of good comments and that. But some people are very upset when you touch religion and you touch subjects. There's also a very controversial subject in flat Earth, and when you talk about those things and you share an opinion, some people are very, there's a lot of anger, okay? So you said something for me that resonated immediately, and I wanted to say it to you. Uh, Feel things, okay? We are implanted, we are groomed, we are trained to go everything all through our mind. Our mind is a tool. It will trick you. Your senses will trick you. David Icke says this. Your eyes can only see from 380 nanometers to 700 nanometers of light. That's, I mean, mainstream will tell you is 0.1%, something like that, of the available light in the universe, and I think it's not even that. Things like black hole, for example, in the universe. I just think there are spaces in the universe we don't understand. They're thriving there. There's life there, but we see it as black, and we say, oh, it's because gravity is so high that light is attracted to it, or something like that. It's just assumptions we make that really are very primitive and that. So stop going things to your brain. You are not going to understand this process to your brain. Okay, you're going to say this guy is crazy if you're going to your brain. You have to feel it. There's something going on right now. There's a reason everything that is going right now. There's a reason for it. Believe me, it's not maybe the reason you think, but there's a reason for it. So if you start feeling things and not making all go through your brain, because you might be very bright, believe me, but the knowledge is no match to wisdom, and you have all the wisdom you're ever gonna need in your heart, because God is so beautiful that He doesn't make half beings. Okay, when you were created, He gave you all the love and all the wisdom you were ever going to need right there. But you are going to discover it as you need it, because maybe that's the reason that the evildoers are evildoers, because they discover their wisdom, they discover they can travel through time, they discover they can create universes, and they use that in the wrong way because they were not prepared. So as you go in your existence and as you travel your existence, not your life. Your life is the chapter of a full book. When you go through your book, you are gonna discover things, and you are gonna be 100 years from now saying, "Wow, we can create things effortlessly." Yes, we were always capable of that. It's just we were supposed to discover it not in a world of scarcity, in a world of abundance. Okay, because imagine if we discover it in a world of scarcity that I can produce energy for free. I'm going to be the richest person in the world. But is that a good thing? No. What changed? So we're going to discover it when everyone is going to benefit from that, and that's the world of abundance, which is a different thing.
Yeah, and this is why in this new phase of Freedom E, we are selling all of the shares of Freedom E to tokenization in order to make everybody owns Freedom E. When I had this call 8 years ago that I needed to unite the 144,000 souls, and those souls who will bring up the new economy, was for the humanity, the new energy of the money for the humanity. It was in my heart that everyone will own Freedom E. So Freedom E, it's not about me, it's about us. And I have to say that right now we are going through a very unique phase of Freedom E, because we are connecting with investors, and at the same time we're developing a crowdfunding in order to make everybody help. We need to connect with people who knows how to do tokenization. We need to connect with people that will pass the opportunity of what Freedom is doing to unite the five incomes: active income, your work, your content, and your knowledge; passive income by bringing others contact, work, and knowledge; collaborative income by communicating your work, your contacts, your knowledge with third parties knowledge in order to minimize the client acquisition cost online, so everybody will earn. The social income, it's by giving back to humanitywins.net, or awaking the humanity, or to in order to help people to understand how important it is to use the two parts of our brain, our love part, and our ability to think with our heart, the actions that we're about to take in our daily basics. Because if we invest in bad people will have money and they will rule the world. If we invest in good people with our daily basic, good people will be health enough to help another people to be healthier in all senses. So what we need right now is to unite forces, and this is what Freedom E it's all about. I have to say that Rodrigo is helping me a lot. He is into spirituality in his way, which is amazing, because he unites all kinds of vision through religions, because all the religions, they have a good part and they have
Yes.
a bad part, and Rodrigo is trying to unite the good parts of all religion in order to help people to understand who they are, where they come from, and why they're here for. And the same thing, your channel, I love to hear your podcast, especially because you are a normal person with love in the heart, trying to give what you have in your heart to be like a way to other people say, hey, I'm not here alone. Hey, I can give hands to other people and we can unite knowledge, opportunities, consumption, investments. So we will change together the energy of scarcity to the energy of abundance in everything we do through our talents. So Alex, thank you very much. I
Thank
know I
you.
have a friend in Mexico. I was in Mexico in the beginning of this year and it was a nightmare. I went there to have some vacation with my husband and it was a nightmare. So next time we come to Mexico, I will be very happy to meet you personally. And
Thank
I
you.
am a big
Thank
fan
you.
of humanitywins.net. And please go there, watch. You're going to love him. He's amazing. All his ideas and his ideas of seeing this world in a different way. Maybe it will be a door to help you to be the best version of yourself. So thank you very much,
Thank you,
Alex.
Francesca and
Thank
Rodrigo.
you very
Thank you,
much,
Alex.
Rodrigo.
Thank you, friend.
Rodrigo, you are here and we're going to make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye
everyone.
bye. Thank you, everyone who stay with us till now. Thank you, everyone who's watching on the recorded version. And we like to ask you to visit humanitywins.net and check Alex's work, and visit also freedomme.com and join us now. We have a platform which is a social network plus marketplace, and we can build your profile there. We can build your store there and start uh, building a collaboracy, which is the term Francesca invented to better represent when person starts building their business to help each other and not to destroy each other. So join freedomme.com now and join humanitywins.net. Thank you. Good night to everyone.
Thank you. Good
Good
night.
night.